we have spent £180 million on 3 defenders. This, fingers crossed, will propel us up the league, dominate Italian football this year. We want Serie A. We also want Champions League. We're 2 seasons into what should be a 3-year stint, hopefully into before we move on in the special one. We're going with the same tactic, the 5-2-3. I just cannot see us. I'm going to come back to this video if it all goes terribly wrong, but I can't see anything apart from pure domination this season. But before we get into it, just a big shout out to Glenn Rammel, who has become my latest patron on the channel. Thank you very much for your support, buddy. Glenn also joined the FMP Euros competition, which was the PvP competition we played in the Discord with the Patreons. He was the Germany manager. He won, so he got himself a lovely football shirt. I'll post a picture up now. Well done, Glenn. Thank you very much for your support and all the patrons that have run across the bottom. And that's it. Let's get into today's video. Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Transfer episode. We've got Roma today, our old foes. Remember Bruno Pinheiro? Roma turned us down 12 months ago. Bruno Pinheiro, the old Sporting manager, got sacked to Inter. He went to Roma. I went here. We had a better season, even though there was no success. But we've got them today, but I want to show you the transfers. We're also going to have a little Porto and Setubal catch up as well, just for a couple of minutes, because they were a massive part of this series. So here's the first signing in. Free transfer from Manchester City. Arsic, who was on loan for us a little bit last season. He didn't actually play much. He's probably not going to play much this season, but it was a free transfer. It was not a panic buy. It was an early signing. In hindsight, I maybe shouldn't have done it, but we've got 5 midfielders now for 2 spots. So it just gives us the opportunity to rotate a little bit in there. I can't see he's changing the tactic, but he can do. His stamina's not bad. His tackling, he could probably do box to box. It's only maybe his tackling on box to box which is letting him down. So a free transfer, 85 grand a week, which in terms of a massive club isn't a big amount. Potential maybe sell on value if it doesn't work out for him and he's unhappy not playing much. The other new signing on a free as well, that was done early on. This is Matthias Palacios, very decent player. We got him also on a free. He's going to actually start in the deep line playmaker role today because Perez is suspended. So we're going to go with Palacios. I don't know how much, once again, we'll see him. He's kind of like second choice to Palmieri in the sort of like the deep line playmaker role. Remember, we've still got Barella as well. So, yeah, we've got 5 very good central midfielders. He could probably do nothing else apart from that. Maybe box to box at a complete push, but he'll be sort of like 3rd and 4th down the pecking order. Once again, a free transfer, 135 grand a week isn't bad. And maybe a big sell-on value if he decides to leave. I have got a couple of exciting youngsters coming through. One that I'll show you as well, who's on loan at LA Galaxy. Okay, first defender in, another free transfer before I show you the £170 million that I've £180 million that I've spent on 3 defenders. This was a backup. It says he's left-footed, inverted wing-back. We're obviously going to use him more as a central defender. Very good physicals, very good mentals. Pace isn't the greatest, but 16 stamina, he's looking good. Technicals, heading, marking, tackling, 12, 13. In terms of us, not great at all. 2-star, make up to 2.5 star, but we got him from Milan. I'm just thinking in terms of it was more getting an Italian in, getting club registration rules in terms of Champions League and stuff like that. I'm not too bothered if he gets pissed off. He's emergency backup. It could be, you know, games in the Champions League that are not important. Coppa Italia, coming off the bench. Remember, we're allowed 12 subs as well in Serie A, so it just made sense to get him in. Okay, are you ready? Let's do the biggest. Andrea Papetti. Now, I've wanted to use him all season on FM, not being able to manage him. We have spent a lot of money on him. £80 million. Now, obviously, physical's tremendous. Mentals are getting there, but he is 28, so he's not quite at his peak, but he won't be far. He's only rated 3.5 star, 16 heading, 14 marking, 13 tackling. He's going to sit in the middle of the 2 centre-halves, ball-playing defender on cover, try and spring balls out, and we're going to play out from the back with him. I've probably overspent maybe about 20 million. He was valued at about 50. But we just lumped in an 80 million. I thought it was key to strengthening defensive areas and also getting another Italian. I do like, whatever country I'm in, especially when we have the opportunity to in terms of finances, I do like to have a really good structure with Italian goalkeepers or that nation's goalkeepers and defenders and a good spine of Italian players. So Papetti is in. The next one, Matteo Ruggeri. Now, probably not a big shock in terms of, because we've spoken about him a lot now, he's going to play out on wing back on the left. 28 years old, once again, hitting that peak, only rated 3-star, but he's Italian. I do like him. I've used him before. I think I had him with Fiorentina when he was a kid on the stream save and did very, very well. So we're going to go with him at left back, £60 million. We actually sold him 2 seasons ago for 32 million, but that was out of my hands. He was sold before I could get my hands on him. So if it was my choice, I'd have kept him. We needed a strengthening there because Theo Hernandez is reaching the age of, I think he's like 33 now, so we needed to get one in there. Once again, he's Italian. He can also do a job at centre-half as well, which is very important for us, so we've got nice opportunity to rotate. We've also let go Dumfries, who was the left wing-back, who was kind of a bit of a backup. We also lost Martinez as well in the January transfers for 11.25. He was another backup, so we literally only had Hernandez out on that left-hand side. Ruggeri in, 59 million. And then we've met up, this guy's not Italian, we've met up with a former Porto superstar, Jose Vera, 22-year-old Spaniard. We paid 40 million for him. We bought him from 20 from Athletic Club, had 2 good seasons with me, 3 really good seasons at Porto. Average rate last season of 7.31. In terms of a wing-back, he's very good. He can, at a push, do the left side. It says he's not comfortable with it, but he's obviously not used to playing that. He is either-footed, which I think is really important. Decent crossing, 6 foot again, a big, strong physical side here. Natural fitness, good. Also, he can fill in at centre half as well, so we've got plenty of options. Remember, we've got Hakimi, and Hakimi is going to be my sort of like standout player again this season, but playing as wing-back attack, it does get tired a little bit more quicker, and I think Hakimi, in terms of development over these next 12 months, will start to probably plummet pretty quickly because he's 32, 33, so we needed a long-term backup. Few clubs were sniffing around. We've died in and got my main man, Jose. Is he a big fan of me? Yes. Favoured personnel. There I am. Okay, so they're the ins. 180 million, 179 million spent. 6 in, 3 on a free, and then 3 accumulating up to 180 million. We've managed to get in 47.5 million. There's still a few more players to go out in terms of, but the big one that you'll probably recognise is Xavi Simons. We managed to get a little bit of dough for him, which was good. Did anyone go at the back end of last season? Yes. Sandro, who was kind of my number one for a lot of the season, he's only gone to West Brom. We should have. I rejected a bid in January for 35.5 million. Maybe we should have just gone with it. Haven't brought in a goalkeeper. We couldn't get Donnarumma over the line. They wanted ridiculous. We're talking over 100 million for him. We don't have that. So Sandro has gone. A little bit of money in the bank, which did help us go out and spend 179 million. And then the others, a lot of them are just kind of under 23s that were out on loan last season. We got decent money like Johan Martinez, a striker, was pretty decent, 5'9", was never going to be challenging our sort of like front 5 players that we've got. There is another couple potentially going out as well. Sabrin Marchalon, the Romanian defender, he's likely to leave as well. Loads of clubs after him since I transfer listed him. We have no need for him. 6'3", he is very good, but he's just Romanian. We've brought in Italian players. It made sense just to cash in a little bit. He's waiting on a work permit by the looks of it. I think he's heading West Brom as well. And that leaves us with, let me just show you this guy. Marshall Davis, Japanese, 18-year-old. We sent him out on loan last year to Monza. This season, I've sent him out on loan to LA Galaxy. He's a 6'6" central midfielder. He's going to be an absolute beast. He will definitely be a part of the squad, I think, next season. Tries killer balls often. Great vision, passing. On loan at Galaxy. Hopefully he'll have a really good season. He's going to be an absolute beast. And maybe a player that we'll look at when we move on. He may be that young player, that Perez that we had at Porto that we took away. The Maya that we had at Victoria Setubal we topped to Porto. This might be the guy that we take with us for the rest of the save. Okay, so there is the squad. There is the tactic. Someone asked for a tactics video about this. I will do a tactics video if it's successful and I get through the full season. We win some trophies and it all knits together neatly. I haven't really changed. I don't think I've changed anything, to be honest. Really excited to see how many goals Akande, Gianchetti and then Mbappe do up front together. We've also got Bozzoni, who's injured. He does want to leave, but I'm definitely don't want to see him leave. I'd love to see him play as an important role this season. I'm expecting over 100 goals from these four this season at the minimum. Other players, obviously, we've still got Perez. A couple of players sort of like wanted. Grenier, we're now training him as a right wing back. We will give him the opportunity potentially a little bit, depending on just how much time I give Vera. I'm got to be keen to make sure that I don't upset Jose Vera. My new backup keeper is Ricardo Silva, a Portuguese player that was with us. We signed him from £275,000 a few seasons ago, and he's not bad. I ideally wanted an Italian keeper. There was just nothing. Look, he'll play a handful of games, probably at the most. So I think down the line we do need to try and get in a goalkeeper. I did try and get Gasperini in, but they wanted like 90 odd million for him. Over in Portugal, Porto actually did very well. They pipped Benfica, and they were sort of like down, quite low down. You can't do that. They were quite low down in the league table actually. They were sort of like third or fourth halfway through the season. They've come back strong. Only 75 goals though, but racked up 80 points. What did we get the season before? That was us the season before, our invincible season. But I think with the turnover of players that they've had, they've also lost. So they lost Ivan Nielsen with me. We obviously took Perez. This season, they've just lost Gustavo Ferreira, who was the young centre-half I signed in the last season, like January transfer window. He's gone, so he will be a big miss. They've also obviously let go Vera. Howard Bellis as well, really good player. Hit their Arsenal's replacement for Papetti. Really enjoyed having him in the squad in Porto. Diego Casu as well, remember him. He's gone for quite cheap, really, 53 million. We bought him for 35, one of the best players in the world. So they've sold a lot, 189 million, and then they've obviously brought in a couple. Yeah, not very versatile, but not great. Garmendia, a young defender by the looks of it, 21 years old, 6'6". He'll maybe improve over the next few years. So yeah, maybe difficult for them. They've lost some big players over the last few seasons. And then Vitória Setubal have done very well maintaining. That will give them Europa Conference League football as well. So yeah, things are going good for them. They've got the stadium. They've not got their manager. He was sacked. Helio Sousa was sacked. He did so well for them. And they sacked him. That was a big call from them. Still got terrible facilities. Finances secured. Remember, they've got a new stadium. Big loan on that. So we'll keep our eye on them. In terms of players, we've loaned them two. We've loaned them Quinsong. And I believe I've loaned them someone else as well. Josep, is it? Yeah, I've loaned them two players to help them on the way. So hopefully that'll help them in terms of performance this season. But anyway, let's get into today's game. We are favourites. We are sort of like 5-2 on to win. No, not 5-2 on. We're 5-2 to win the league. Said if we win the league convincingly, I will do a tactics video. I've called it the Fenner Bastard is back because we had a tactic similar to this last season with Fenerbahce. My stream save went really well, so I've decided to call it the Fenner Bastard is back. Here we go. Roma. So we're going with Bianconi, Piccioni, Papetti, Bastoni, 4 Italians, Hakimi, another Italian, Brugeri, Palacios in because Perez is suspended, Palmieri, box-to-box midfielder, then Ciancetti, Mbappe, who is 31 and has got only a year left on his deal. We're really going to string that out as much as possible because I'm a little bit not wanting to spend. He wanted a 3-year deal at 400 grand, and I'm not quite sure he deserves that. We'll see how he performs during sort of like the first half of the season. Akande is the man. Can he hit the high notes again? 36 league goals, 53 in all competitions. And then we've got through the squad a few other players that you won't recognise. Levi, actually, who's done very well. We played a friendly. We won 10-0. No, was it 16-0? And he scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. He scored 8 goals. So he looks a bit of a live wire. Can maybe come on the right-hand side. Sheer pace, something to change. We've got options all over the park. We've got backup strikers as well with Bozzoni, Vilk, Moise Keane still here, and also Levi. So we've got plenty of options. We've got some youngsters as well that are in the squad. And Inchetti is an interesting one. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he's versatile and clubs have been hanging around. Arsenal put in a £16 million bid for him. So I've rejected that and we'll just see how he performs. Right, let's go. Right, first highlight of the game. It's been a very quiet 22 minutes. Ruggeri was there and then he fell down. They're going to break. We played these early last season and they had a 34-year-old Leroy Sané who ran rings around us at the start. Ring control, but we need to be a little bit more creative. Negro heads out. Palmieri, Palacios. Going to switch in. Ruggeri's right on that far-hand side. Well done, Palacios. Lovely pass. Ruggeri, cross. Hakimi's at the back stake. Oh, that was a sitter. He should be 1-0. Hakimi will get a lot of goals this season because he does get right into that 6-yard box at the far post. Right, Gomez, Palaversa. Are they going to get an overlap in? No. Ruggeri's just let him go past him. He's pulled it back to Guerrera. Can we get a stop in? No. Renan. That's offside, surely. Yes, it is. Way offside. I'm not happy with our back line being so... The wing-backs dropping right back into that full-back areas. I didn't necessarily need him to be that deep. So let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you think I can change in the player roles to stop him being so deep when he doesn't need to be. Right, Hakimi. Cross. Palmieri. Blocked. Hakimi's going to get another chance. He pulls it to Chancetti. Blocked. And Mbappe. They're now not quite veteran, but he's in his swan song years. 30, what will be 32 by the end of this season. He's put us 1-0 up. We are so dangerous. If we can keep clean sheets at the back, we will score goals. That's the thing. Clean sheets at the back. Where they've not even had a shot yet. We've had 7. Complete control. Don't get complacent. We've got players to bring on. Players that we can afford to rest a little bit as well. Especially in the wing-back areas. Okay, we're going to do some subs. 20 minutes to go. Very quiet. The game's very quiet. We're just sort of like doing enough. Some players haven't done very well at all. Akande was one of them. So we're going to give Levi a little go. Palacios is on a booking. So we're just going to bring Barella in. And we'll leave the last sub. Demand a little bit more. We've got a throw in. Levi. I think he's like 6 foot summit. Cross. It's an own goal. We're going to get the 3 points. Levi, yeah, he's 6'4". So he's definitely going to be a handful. We'll take that, round it off. Really important now that we get a clean sheet. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into defensive as well. Well done, Levi. Instant impact. Let's get Vera on for his official debut. Gary's now said he's on red, but we do have options to sort of like rotate, especially through this first half of the season. Get a decent Champions League group. That'll be key. And then we can really look at resting a few players during Champions League games. As Palmieri breaks forward. Chanchetti's there. It's 3-0. What a fantastic start to the season. Roma have not troubled us at all. Really solid performance. They've only had 2 shots on goal. We will take that. Very happy. Alright boys, so that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Smash a like on today's video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Muchly appreciated. Stream series coming back very soon. A week on Saturday, which will be like the 17th. We are going to be back streaming live on the channel with the Athletic Club Bilbao save. Join me for that. It'll be around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later.